and I'm going straight into Second Thessalonians. It must have been written very shortly after the first letter that Paul wrote to the church at Thessalonica. So you can watch First Thessalonians if you haven't already. It's very short. He greets them, he encourages them because they've been persecuted by non-Christians. He talks to them because they were worried about what happened to their loved ones or Christians who die before Jesus returns. So are they just dead and gone? Is that it for them? So is it only those who are alive when Jesus arrives, when Jesus comes back, that will reign with him? So they had those worries in the first letter. So Paul addresses this, and he commends them because he was only with them for 3 weeks, formed the church, and he had to leave because they ran him out of town. And when he heard that they were still going strong, even they were sharing their faith, he was very, very happy. So this second letter was written shortly after the first. In it also, he thanks God that their faith is growing so much and their love is increasing. So he's very happy. He says God will judge all the wrongdoers and those who are persecuting the church, because they were facing a lot of persecution. And Paul says he always prays for them. He's still praying for them. He's not stopped praying for them. So false teachers were teaching that the day of the Lord had already happened. So they were wasting their time. It had already come and they'd missed out. So it's like if someone comes today and says that, okay, all you Christians that are waiting for rapture had already taken place. Those who God found guiltless had been raptured. You know, so the rest of us here, we're just wasting our time. We did not make it. Some people will be very sad. It will discourage a lot. That really, so I missed the boat, so I missed it. So it was something like that. They were telling the church in Thessalonica that the rapture had already happened and they were wasting their time. So Paul had to write to them to say it's not true. When he came, you know, he's already spoken to them about these things. Have they forgotten? He said that there are signs before the day of the Lord. There are signs that have to happen. And those signs haven't happened yet. So he lists and said that many will fall away, you know, from the faith before this coming of the Lord. So we will hear that some mighty men, mighty women of God, they will fall away. Not just your usual run-of-the-mill Christians that they go to church today and they say, okay, tomorrow I'm not going anymore. I'm not a Christian anymore. These are people that nobody knows. No one's heard of them. Maybe just their family and friends will wonder that how could this person leave the church. The people that we're talking about, they're going to be like really famous Christians and they will fall away. They will stop believing. Maybe they are television evangelists. They're all over the net. They've got mega churches, people like that. And all of a sudden they will say they're no more Christians. Or they might even just say they don't believe there's a God. So there will be all this kind of falling away. These are some of the signs, you know, that the end is coming near. This is what Paul is telling the church in Thessalonica. He also says that the son of perdition, the son of lawlessness will be revealed. You know, he will come and he will set himself up in the temple and he will say everybody should worship him because he is greater than God. In fact, he will say that he is God. He said that man of lawlessness, that man of sin will have to come first. And he hasn't yet come. So he was telling them not to believe those who are saying that it's already happened. They're just wasting their time. Because these signs haven't yet happened. He said that wicked man, he would have come by now. But there is something or someone who is holding him back. So we don't know if it's a spirit, if it's a force, if it's somebody is holding that man of sin back. Once that force, I'll use the word force, is removed, that man of sin will be able to operate. And it's going to deceive many. Many will fall, you know, at him. They will worship him. they will believe his words. He will deceive so many. You know, even Jesus said it, that if he doesn't cut the day short, even some of the elect, the very elect, if it's possible, will be deceived. So that man of lawlessness, I don't know if he's around now. You know, we've been hearing so many different things, so many stuff. I don't want to say too much. So maybe the man of lawlessness is around now. I don't know. So, and so Paul says he's praying for them to be strong. He's continuing praying for them. He says then, and they also should pray for him and the others, so that God should use them to spread the gospel. And he's praying that whoever they speak the gospel to, they preach to, should listen. They should have an open mind, as the Thessalonians had an open mind, and as they also listened. So that's his prayer. And he's praying that God will keep them all safe from the evil one. So he's praying that they should be patient and strong. That's his hope, that they will be patient and strong as Jesus was. You know, they also should be the same. And then, because in the first letter, he talked about those who are not working. He called lazy Christians not working. He said they should work. They should learn from them. They worked. They didn't rely on anybody. They didn't ask for anyone to feed them. So he said everybody should work. So we don't know, maybe these Christians refused to work because they felt Christ is coming soon. He's coming soon. So they don't need to do anything. All they're doing is just waiting for him. Maybe that's why they refused to work. So they were just scrounging off other Christians. People were giving them handouts and they were just giving them food. And Paul said, no, that is wrong. Everybody should work. So after the first letter, still there were some in the church that did not obey the law. They did not obey that rule. They still did not get work. They were still hanging around. So Paul here is now being a bit more forceful and saying, if you don't work, don't eat. So he's telling them that don't feed them. If they don't go out to work, then they should not eat. They should not be encouraged. You know, they should not make them enemies, but they should not be encouraged, you know, for them to just sleep. It's like somebody's telling you that just send me money every month. So while they are sleeping every month, you just send them money. I mean, what are you teaching them? So Paul is now saying that no, this time around, if you don't work, you will not eat. They should be reprimanded. So he prayed for peace for them. And he says, may the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with them all. So this is the second letter to the Thessalonians. He wrote it shortly after the first one. So, and this time he talked more about the eschatology than the first one. So I think that was the main issue this time around. So thank you so much. God bless you. Subscribe to my channel. Remember my second channel, 5 Minutes with Tina. Subscribe to it. Go and check it out. Every video on that channel will be 5 minutes or less. God bless you. Bye.